The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Matilda Amissah-Arthur, has launched a book on adolescent reproductive health entitled Abrefi's Red Letter Day, based on a true story. The book seeks to break the silence and myth surrounding menstruation. Theodora Medeto reports.
In today's age of free speech and openness, the word menstruation still remains virtually forbidden, even among females. The collective silence about the subject among female folk themselves is worrying, as it robs many young girls of the needed knowledge about reproductive health. However, sex education, particularly guidance in a girl's first menstrual experience, has been presented in an interesting, friendly and easy-to-understand manner in a 20-page book, Abrefi's Red Letter Day, a true story based on adolescent reproductive health. Authored by 4 young women, the book serves as a reference material for both girls and older women as to what to expect and do at a first menstruation, what menstruation is, how to use sanitary pad, and the possibility of a girl getting pregnant if she indulges in unprotected sex after her first menstruation. The authors Letitia Amankwa, Victoria Adubia-Mensah, Florence Newman and Patience Obing-Menu, who are studying publishing at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, say they were motivated to share their first period experiences to break the myths and silence on the subject, to let young women know that menstruation is just a natural reproductive growth process of womanhood and that there is nothing to be embarrassed about or afraid of. The Director of Girls Education Unit of the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Catherine Ablanu-Chuga Mikado, feels strongly that youngsters need to be educated about their bodies from a tender age so as to cut down on the incidence of teenage pregnancies.
The teachers, when we are in the classroom, we teach my head, my shoulders, my knees, my toes, but we don't mention vagina, we don't mention the breast, we don't mention the buttocks. If we start mentioning these things to our children, then telling them their uses, I think they will understand themselves, and we shall stop hearing about teenage pregnancy.
The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Matilda Amissah-Arthur, recounted the days of puberty right, which she said had set the pace and should have been improved upon as a way of sex and reproductive health education for young people.
In the olden days, they would do bragro. Various cultures do it. Now we say we are civilized. Yes, but the major part of educating the child about adolescence, whether it's the 20s or the 21st century, is still very relevant.
A clinical pharmacist, Madame Alexandria Opong Amponsa, who served as a consultant in the publication of the book, recommended that the book be translated into the various local languages and French to make it accessible to all. The book was published by Ajinsa Publishers Ghana Limited. Theodora Medeto, GBC 24, Accra.